Dickerson. You gotta be kidding me.
Aloha, fellow collectors. Frank M. TTM here, back with another TTM success video. TTM stands for Through the Mail. I get through the mail autographs. I'm back here. It's been a little while since I've done a TTM video. I had a good one today. I got 4 former NFL players, all in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. And also one dreaded RTS. This one kind of been sitting on my desk for a while. I thought I would just show you that as well. I hope you're all well today. Let's get right out of here. I'm just going to show you, actually, before I get right out of here. I hope you like my intro. TTM Success 9.0. And I want to shout out to Cool Plastics.
Book 'em, Dano.
Cool Plastics, great channel. He took a hiatus from YouTube for a few months, but he's back and making some great videos. Very unique channel, TTM Successes.
On the double.
And I'm going to show you here. He lived in Hawaii. I went to the Pro Bowl in Hawaii in 1998. And thought I would share that. I'm thinking about getting this one signed. I don't know, anybody out there have gotten any ticket stubs signed? So this was the AFC won this game 29-24. Warren Moon was the MVP of that game for the AFC. He is a signer, but he's kind of spotty. It looks like I did send out for a little while. For my Patriots, we had Drew Bledsoe was selected for that game. Bruce Armstrong, Lawyer Molloy, and I think Curtis Martin was in there as well. I know Drew Bledsoe does sign for a fee. Bruce Armstrong is a offensive lineman who's a pretty reliable signer, so he might be a good bet. If I want to spend $40, I'd go with Drew. Haven't got him yet. Lawyer Molloy or Curtis Martin, not really regular signers. So, what do you think? Should I do? Yeah, so I'm going to try to go for that. It's a great time. Lived in Hawaii in the late 90s. Well, I was in the Navy. I was in the Navy during the 90s. And for about 3.5 years, I was in Hawaii. And I also attended a Hawaii Notre Dame game. Shout out to Tony Black, big Notre Dame fan. And Tony would be happy to know that Notre Dame beat Hawaii 23-22 with a close match. I don't know if you remember that one. Hey, Tony, or any Notre Dame fans, or Hawaii fans, is anybody in those teams that are signers from the late 90s, 97 specifically? Let me know. That would be cool to get signed as well. Anyways, I've gone on about 3 minutes here in my intro, but I got a good one today. Let's get right at it here. First, we have the dreaded RTS. As you see here, that's from Peyton Manning. Sent it to the Payback Foundation. Sent it out to Denver, Colorado. And I got it back. And so I don't know if anybody's got Peyton, so just send it back. I was sending out this card here with the donation. Just gonna see if I get it signed, but maybe I'll try again some other time. I know he's kind of hit and miss. First, I have a 2-for-1. This was in 9 quick days. No fee out of Baltimore, Maryland. And this was, and you see on the back already, there's the address. Hall of Famer, Lenny Moore. This is Lenny Moore on this. He signed the index card, Hall of Fame 75, and he also signed my 1957 Topps reprint card. Looking sweet there, and blue ink. Did answer a few questions, which I'll get to in a minute. This is Leonard Edward Moore. He was born on November 25th, 1933 in Reading, Pennsylvania. Moore, a fleet-footed halfback, flanker, wide receiver, attended Redden High School, where his speed on the football field earned him the nickname the Redden Rocket. He was tagged with a number of other nicknames such as Sputnik for the varying sighted and imposing defenses, the Redden Rumbler and Lightning Lenny for his unmatched speed, and Spats for the way he taped his high-topped shoes, making them look like low tops, and one of the first to expose taping outside the shoes. Moore was the 9th overall pick in the 1956 NFL draft out of Penn State. He was selected by the Baltimore Colts. So he left Penn State leading as their all-time leader in 100-yard rushing games, rushing yards, all-purpose yards, and single-season all-purpose yards. 6'1" Moore played 12 seasons in NFL, 1956 to 67, all with the Baltimore Colts. In the NFL, he was first used as a combination flanker and running back, but his primary responsibility was to catch passes. Teaming with quarterback Johnny Unitas, the two formed a terrific pass-catch combo that devastated the opposition. In 1958, Lenny's third season, the Colts won an NFL championship. Moore played a leading role, leading them to the big game, contributing 1,638 combined net yards, 930 those on receptions, and 14 TDs. In the Colts' 23-17 overtime victory of the New York Giants, Moore grabbed 5 passes for 99 yards. Following the season, he earned his first team All-Pro honors for the first time, something would he do again in 59, 60, 61, and 64. 7 times he was selected to the Pro Bowl. This is before the Pro Bowl went to Hawaii. The Pro Bowl was in Hawaii from 1980 to 2016. It was in LA at the time. And the Colts went on to win again the championship in 1959. In 62, Moore was involved. 1962, Moore was moved inside to the running backs slot full-time instead of flanked outside. He was slowed down by a series of injuries, which caused him to miss a numbered game in the next 2 seasons. In 1963, Moore could only play in about half the team's games. But Lenny bounced back magnificently, wonderfully. Oh, my tongue. It's been a while. 1964, and enjoyed the finest season of his career, scoring 20 touchdowns. That year, one wire service picked him as a comeback player of the year and named him the NFL's most valuable player. From 63 to 65, he scored touchdowns in 18 consecutive games, an NFL record. This record stood for 40 years until being equaled by LaDainian Tomlinson in 2005. Because his streak was interrupted by a 5-game absence due to an injury in 63, he does not hold the NFL's official record for consecutive games rushing for a touchdown. When Moore retired in 1967, he left behind some amazing statistics. He had 12,451 combined net yards, 5,074 of 174 of them yards rushing, 363 pass receptions, and 113 touchdowns. His uniform number 24 was retired by the Baltimore, and in 1969, a sports writer poll named him to the NFL's 50th anniversary team. He was elected into the NFL Hall of Fame in 1975 and was named to the NFL's 1950s All-Decade Team in 1999. The Sporting News ranked Moore 71st on the list of the 100 greatest football players of all time. He's the only player in NFL history to have at least 40 receiving touchdowns and 40 rushing touchdowns. And after his career, Moore retired. He retired in 2010 from the Maryland Department of Juvenile Services after 26 years of service. His job was state included traveling to middle and high schools, mixing and mingling with the at-risk children, trying to keep them straight. Awesome return here. I've been waiting a while to share this. He did answer a few questions. I always appreciate when these guys do that. I asked Mr. Moore, who was your favorite teammate or teammates? Jim Parker. Late great Jim Parker was a big tackle guard. He was Moore's teammate with the Colts from 57 to 67. He is a fellow Pro Football Hall of Famer. Most memorable touchdown he scored is bless God. So I take that as finding God was his greatest, most memorable touchdown. What do you like to do for hobbies? Pray that all is well in others' lives. Very nice. Thank you so much, Mr. Moore. Do appreciate it so much. Next in the box, we have a 1-for-1. This took 12 quick days. $5 fee out of West Palm Beach, Florida. We have Mr. Joe Smith. This is on a 1956 Topps reprint, and he did answer a few questions, which I'll get to in a moment. This is Joseph Paul Smith. He was born on January 19th, 1932, in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He attended Brentwood High School in Pittsburgh. Smith was a 6'1" linebacker that played 13 seasons, 1953 to 65 in the NFL, all with the Detroit Lions. Because he had a long history of injuries when he was playing college football at the University of Pittsburgh, the Detroit Lions didn't select Smith until the 7th round of the college draft in 1953. When Smith started playing pro football, the Lions were traditionally a strong defensive team. Yet, within a very short time after his first pro game, Joe was a defensive leader of the Lions. Later in his career, he was the team's field captain for 9 straight seasons. He was voted to the NFL All-League Team 10 times. He was elected their most valuable player 4 times. He helped the Lions to win in the NFL championship in 1953 and 1957. This is before it was called the Super Bowl. For all of those honors, perhaps the finest accolade an athlete can earn is the universal respect of his opponents and teammates. And Joe earned this kind of acclaim in abundance. Joe also can have the satisfaction of knowing that his presence played a big role in change in defensive play in professional football. Smith didn't exactly create the middle linebacker position, but it was a job that was developed in the 1950s with the change of the ordinary defensive structure to a 4-3 frontal alignment defense. Without question, he was the first to play the position with such finesse that even the masses in the stand could see the growing value of the defensive quarterback. He played to call the plays on defense. He anticipated plays with uncanny accuracy. He was a deadly tackler. He's fast enough to evade a 250-pound guard, to follow play along the line, or to drop back to cover a pass. He was strong enough to power past a potential blocker to crumble a play, but his greatest talent may well have been his uncanny knack of knowing what the opposition was going to do. In 155 career games, Mr. Smith had 24 interceptions for 294 yards, with 2 touchdowns and 17 fumble recoveries for 82 yards and 1 touchdown. He was named to the NFL's 1950 All-Decade Team and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1973. From 1967 to 72, Smith was the head coach of the Detroit Lions. In 6 years under Smith, the Lions compiled a 43-34-7 record and finished in second place each year from 69 to 72. After retiring from the Lions, Smith worked as a manufacturer's representative in the automobile industry in Detroit. And he did answer a few questions as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. I asked him who was your favorite teammate. That would be Bobby Lane. The late great Bobby Lane, a fellow Pro Football Hall of Fame, played in the NFL from 49 to 62 and was the Detroit Lions quarterback from 1950 to 58. And I asked him, toughest player you tackled. The late great John Henry Johnson, also a fellow Pro Football Hall of Famer, was a fullback and halfback, played in the NFL from 54 to 66, the 49ers, Lions, Steelers, and Oilers. Did you keep any memorabilia from playing? Yes, he did. Thank you so much, Mr. Smith. Awesome signature. Appreciate it. Next to the box, we have a 1-for-1, and this was 11 days out of Eugene, Oregon. We have Mr. Dan Fouts. on this 1984 Topps Instant Replay. This is Daniel Francis Fouts. He was born on June 10th, 1951 in San Francisco, California. He attended Marin Catholic High School, located just north of San Francisco in Kentfield, California, later transferred to St. Ignatius College Preparatory in San Francisco for his final 2 years of high school. Graduated in 1969. An all-Pac-8 quarterback at the University of Oregon, Fouts was the third-round draft pick, 64th overall of the San Diego Chargers in 1973. He played for the Chargers for 15 seasons before retiring before the 1987 campaign. Although the 6'3", 204-pounder battled injuries for much of his career, he played a major role in transforming the Chargers from a sub-500 team to the AFC Western Division champions in 1979, 1980, and 1981. While he never led the team to the Super Bowl, Fouts nevertheless won widespread acclaim as one of the truly outstanding passers of his era. In 15 seasons, Fouts completed 3,297 passes for 43,040 yards, 254 touchdowns, and an 80.2 point rating at QB. He also rushed 476 yards and scored 13 rushing touchdowns. At the time of the retirement, he is one of the only three quarterbacks to pass for more than 40,000 yards. Led the NFL in passing yards for 4 straight years from 79 to 82, became the first player in history to throw for 4,000 yards in 3 consecutive seasons. Fouts was the AFC Player of the Year in 1979, and then in 1982 was named the NFL Most Valuable Player by the Pro Football Writers of America, the AFC Player of the Year by the United Press International, the NFL Offensive Player of the Year by the Associated Press. He was also an All-Pro choice in 1979, 1982, and 1985, and all AFC in 1979 and 82. He played in 6 Pro Bowls in a 7-year span. A member of the NFL's 1980s All-Decade team, Fouts was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1993. Following his career, Fouts has worked as an NFL and college football broadcaster and color analyst. The son of Bay Area Radio Hall of Famer Bob Fouts. In 1998, Fouts made his big screen debut, portraying himself in the football comedy The Waterboy, starring Adam Sandler. Fouts and fellow college broadcaster Brent Musburger appeared late in the film as ABC Sports broadcast team for the fictitious New Year's Day Bourbon Bowl game.
Last game of the year, Brent. Can't hold anything back now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fouts. Last but not least, we have the grand finale. A 1-for-1 in 37 days. $10 fee out of Santa Clarita, California. And you guessed it, this is Mr. Eric Dickerson. On this 1984 Topps Instant Replay, it's one of his rookie cards. This is Eric Dickerson. He was born on September 2nd, 1960 in Saley, Texas. The 6'3" Dickerson was a running back in the NFL for 11 seasons with the Los Angeles Rams 1983 to 1987, with the Indianapolis Colts 1987 and 91, the Los Angeles Raiders in 1992, and 4 games in his final season with the Atlanta Falcons in 1993. A 2-time All-America choice at Southern Methodist, Dickerson was selected in the first round of the 1983 NFL Draft, 2nd overall by the Los Angeles Rams. In his rookie season, he had rookie records for most rushing attempts, most rushing yards gained, most touchdowns rushing, and it earned him in his rookie season All-Pro, Pro Bowl, Player of the Year, and Rookie of the Year honors. In his second season, in 84, he continued his onslaught of the record books. 12 times during that season, he gained more than 100 yards rushing, breaking the record of 100-yard games in a season. His 2,105 yards rushing in 84 shattered the record book for single-season records. A workhorse runner with the Rams, he gained more than 1,000 yards each of his first 4 seasons. 3 of those, he had 1,800 yards at least. Although he rushed for 2,034 and 85, he missed the Pro Bowl for the first time in his short NFL career. He went to the Pro Bowl total 6 times. He did, however, in 85 go into rush for a playoff record 248 yards against the Dallas Cowboys in postseason play. After playing just 3 games for the Rams during the strike short in the 87 season, he was traded to Indianapolis Colts in a blockbuster deal, and he continued with his success. During his 11-year career, Dickerson gained 13,259 yards rushing, which was all-time at the time of was an all-time record at the time of his retirement. And in 146 career games, he scored 90 touchdowns. He was a 6-time Pro Bowl selection. He was an All-Pro in 1983, 84, 86, 87, and 88. In 1999, his first year eligibility, Dickerson was selected to become a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He also was ranked in 1999 38th greatest player in NFL history. On August 29, 2017, Dickerson signed a 1-day contract to officially retire as a member of the LA Rams. He also retired as number 29. Since retirement, he's dabbled in football broadcasting, sports memorabilia, and acting during his post-NFL career. He's currently an NFL analyst for Fox Sports FS1 and hosts a 2-hour Monday afternoon program on Los Angeles sports talk radio KLAC. He currently owns an internet-based sporting goods company called eChamps. He made a cameo appearance, of course. You saw the intro with a little edit. He made his appearance in Hawaii Five-0 in 2014.
Eric Dickerson.
Yes.
Huge fan.
Thank you.
He also competed in the reality television game show The New Celebrity Apprentice in 2017. He was the 3rd contestant terminated by host Arnold Schwarzenegger. 2019, Dickerson played a role as Chief Brinkle in the TV series SWAT. So thank you so much, Mr. Dickerson. That is so awesome. I'll call you Mr. Hawaii 5-0, Mr. TTM Sass 90 episode here. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I know these are a little long. I hope you stuck with me. I've been waiting to make this one for a while. A lot to share about these players, a lot more, I'm sure. And to touch on, they were some heavyweights, some greats of the game. Thank you so much, Mr. Lenny Moore. Man, that's an awesome looking card. So much, Mr. Joe Smith. So much, Mr. Dan Fouts. So much, Mr. Eric Dickerson. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining me for another TTM Success video. Take care. God bless. Why don't you hit a subscribe if you like this video. Hit a like button. And give me a comment. I love comments. I love interacting with comments. So tell me what you think of these returns. If you got any NFL returns recently of Hall of Famers, I would love to hear about that as well. Trying to build up that collection perhaps a bit. All right. Take care. Peace. Aloha.